Mary Phagan Inquest, April-May 1913. A coroner's inquest is a formal judicial inquiry held to determine the cause and circumstances of a person's death when it occurs under suspicious or unusual conditions. The proceeding is usually overseen by a coroner. In this case, the coroner was Paul Donehoo. A jury is often involved, and the process may include testimony from medical examiners, eyewitnesses, and others connected to the case. An inquest does not determine guilt or innocence, but can lead to recommendations for criminal charges. The coroner in this case was Paul Donehoo, who was partially blind but possessed an extraordinary mind. He was thought to be, in modern terms, a prodigious savant because of his photographic memory. He was able to memorize books, whether medical or legal, and recall laws codified by the government after hearing them read to him only once. In the case of Mary Phagan's murder in Atlanta, the Fulton County Coroner's Inquest began on April 30, 1913, and concluded on May 8, 1913. It was presided over by Coroner Paul Donehoo and involved a 6-man jury of local citizens who were sworn under oath. All witnesses who testified were also placed under oath. This proceeding was one of the earliest formal investigations into her death, which had occurred on April 26, 1913. It was considered crucial in shaping the direction of the criminal case. Witnesses sworn under oath. The coroner's jury heard testimony from several key witnesses, including Leo Frank, who was superintendent of the National Pencil Company where Phagan worked. Frank testified twice, once on Monday, May 5, 1913, and again on Thursday, May 8, 1913. He gave details about his whereabouts on the day of the murder. Newt Lee, the night watchman who discovered Phagan's body, also testified and gave a detailed account of the crime scene. Lemmie Quinn, a factory foreman, provided contradictory and likely perjured testimony. He had previously stated in an affidavit to Hugh Dorsey that he was playing billiards on the other side of town. He later changed that statement, claiming he had seen Frank in his office at 12:20 p.m. or 12:25 p.m. in an attempt to support Frank's ever-shifting alibi. Dr. J.W. Hurt, the county physician, presented the medical findings and confirmed that Phagan had been strangled to death. Other testimonies came from investigators and employees who provided information about factory operations, movements on the day of the murder, and observations about the suspects. Pinkerton detective Harry Scott testified that Frank had been in contact with the agency shortly after the crime was discovered. This testimony was reported in newspapers by May 9, 1913. The inquest concluded with the jury determining that Mary Phagan died by willful strangulation. They recommended that Leo Frank and Newt Lee be held in police custody on suspicion of murder. This recommendation did not constitute a formal charge, but led to further investigation by the solicitor's office and police detectives.